Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unravel the hidden stories within company filings. And today we've got a real doozy related to a bank merger. And let me tell you, sometimes the devil is in the details, or in this case, the acquisitions. Today we are looking at Norwood Financial Corp, or NWFL. They've just dropped a current report, essentially an 8K filing, and it is all about a big plan they have in the works. So, what is the big news? Norwood Financial Corp announced on the 12th of December 2025 that they've gotten the final go ahead from regulators for their plan. What plan, you ask? Well, they are planning to buy up PB Bankshares Incorporated and its one and only subsidiary, which is a bank called Presence Bank. This is a pretty significant step. Getting regulatory approval means the government bodies that oversee banks have reviewed the deal and given it their blessing. It is like getting a thumbs up from the watchdogs of the financial world. Now, this deal isn't fully done and dusted just yet. There are still a few things to tick off the list. Think of it like this. You've got the engagement now, you just need to get to the wedding and finalize all the legal paperwork that makes it official. They anticipate wrapping everything up around the 5th of January 2026. This is pretty standard in the M&A world. Also known as mergers and acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions are when two companies combine or one buys another. It is a common strategy for companies to grow, gain more market share, or acquire new technologies or talent. The important part here is that they are saying there are still standard conditions, basically common sense deal terms, that need to be met and any legal waiting periods have to pass. So it is not a done deal, but it is very, very close. The details of this announcement are laid out in a press release, which they've included with this filing. It is all about transparency and making sure investors and the public know what is going on. Now, every company announcement about future plans comes with a section called forward-looking statements. This is basically a legal disclaimer. It is a way for the company to say, hey, we're telling you what we hope will happen, but some things are outside of our control and things might not turn out exactly as we expect. They use phrases like believe, expect, and anticipate to signal this. This is where they outline all the potential bumps in the road. Think of it as a risk management playbook. They're warning investors that the deal might cost more than planned, that bringing the two banks together could take longer than expected, and that they might not get all the cost savings they originally hoped for. It also mentions things like losing key customers or partners during this transition, which is a real possibility when big changes happen. They're also bracing for potential challenges in combining their operations. Merging two banks isn't just about combining names on a building, it is about merging its systems, employee cultures, customer databases, and so much more. That is a huge undertaking and often where a lot of the risks lie. They even mention the possibility of losing clients if the integration isn't smooth. Beyond the specifics of the merger, they're flagging broader economic risks, changes in interest rates, federal policies, global events like trade wars, natural disasters, and even pandemics. All of these can impact how well a bank performs. It shows they're trying to be thorough in outlining every possible thing that could go wrong, even if it seems unlikely. This is just a fancy way of saying that everything they've said about the future should be taken with a grain of salt, and they're not legally obligated to update these statements if things change. It's crucial to understand this disclaimer because it sets the stage for managing expectations. Then we get to the very end of the report, which lists the exhibits. These are the supporting documents. The most important one being the press release we've been talking about. And there is also something called Exhibit 104, which is the cover page interactive data file, essentially. It is a machine-readable version of the first page of the report, designed to make it easier for computers to process and analyze the information. Think of it as a digital filing cabinet for the electronic age. So, what is the big picture here? Norwood Financial Corp is essentially expanding its footprint by acquiring another bank. This is a classic growth strategy for financial institutions. They see an opportunity to gain more customers, more deposits, and likely more lending power. This report is signed off by James O'Donnelly, who is the President and Chief Executive Officer. This is standard practice and shows that the top leadership is aware of and responsible for the information in the filing. Now let's take a step back and look at what this all means. Norwood Financial Corp is making a bold move by acquiring PB Bankshares and Presence Bank. This isn't just a minor tweak to their business, it is a significant expansion. They've navigated the tricky regulatory waters, which is a good sign. It suggests the deal is structured in a way that satisfies the necessary oversight. However, the forward-looking statement section, while legally necessary, also serves as a crucial warning. The biggest challenges for any merger are the execution and integration. Can Norwood effectively blend PB Bankshares into its operations without alienating customers or incurring massive unexpected costs? That is the million-dollar question, or in this case, it could be hundreds of millions. The risks they've outlined, from integration costs to potential customer attrition, are very real. The financial world is also a dynamic beast. The mention of interest rate changes and global economic shifts highlights that even with regulatory approval, external factors can throw a wrench in the works. A sudden economic downturn or a sharp rise in interest rates could impact the profitability of the combined entity differently than anticipated. Looking at this filing, my takeaway is that Norwood is strategically positioning itself for future growth through acquisition. The regulatory approval is a major hurdle cleared, but the real test will be in the execution of the merger itself. If they can smoothly integrate Presence Bank, leverage the synergies, and manage the risks they've so clearly articulated, this could be a very smart move. If they struggle with integration, it could lead to significant disruption and financial strain. What do you think about this acquisition? Is it a sign of a strong, forward-thinking company, or a potentially risky bet in uncertain economic times? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more insights into the world of business and finance. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.